Hi, welcome back. For today's video, I am going to be showing you how I do a slicked back bun look and the makeup that I always do with it. So I always try to do my makeup like this when I wear my hair in a slicked back look, whether it's all up or if it's like half slicked back or whatever it is, because this is how I feel like my face looks the most snatched, and I feel like it's just the makeup that pairs perfectly with it. So I want to show you what I do. So let's get into it. Alright, to start with the hair, I just take a comb like this. It's like a teasing comb, and then 2 hair ties. I have really thick hair, so I put my hair in a ponytail first, and then I braid it, and then I put it into a bun. If you don't have as thick of hair and you can just kind of wrap your hair into a bun, then that will work too. This is just personally what I do. So I take this comb and I just start brushing my hair back. I want this to be like a pretty low bun, so I'll just kind of brush my hair down. And then I do like to keep my middle part, so I just kind of do that. And then I start gathering my hair and putting it in a ponytail in the back. And then I just start brushing out all the little bumps. Okay, and then once I have the hair where I want it, I'm going to take my first hair tie and then put that in my hair. And yes, I know I have dandruff. My hair is dirty. So don't ask about that. So I just try to make the ponytail as tight as I can. So I wrap the hair tie around as many times as I can get it. And then I just pull it tight. And if there's any bumps or anything, I just will kind of brush them all down to the back and then pull it tight again. Now once my hair is in a secured ponytail, I just braid the ponytail. It's nothing crazy. I don't make it nice or anything like that. I just do a loose braid. Once that's braided, I don't put a hair tie in the end. I just take the braid and I start wrapping it around the ponytail. And then once it's like secured in place, I take the other hair tie and then just put that in my hair so that it's secure. I really should use a black hair tie because this one is going to be really noticeable, but whatever. Maybe I'll change it out later if I'm feeling like it. Alright, and that's it for the hair. So that's how I do my slick back bun. It's really easy and simple. You can put product in it as well if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I feel like this one's laying down pretty well. My baby hairs are kind of crazy, so sometimes I might put a little bit of gel right here just to keep them laying down, but it's probably fine. Now, moving on to makeup. This is makeup that is designed to make me look as snatched as possible, make my face look lifted, and kind of just go along with the slick back look. So, I don't usually like it to be too glowy, so I'm not going to use a glowy foundation, but I am going to use a glowy primer just so that there is some hydration and glow on my skin. So I'm taking the Say primer. This is the Glowy Super Gel. And I'm just putting that all over my face. And then for complexion, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Each Drop Blurring Skin Tint. Mine is in the shade number 4. So what I like to do with this is just put it on my cheeks. Then I kind of rub it around like that just to disperse the product a little bit. And I'm going to take this Refi Beauty brush and just blend that out. Alright, moving on to concealer. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal today. And The concealer technique that you want to use when you want your face to look snatched, if it comes out, is you want it all to be like going upwards on your face so that everything can look lifted. And then when you're blending it out, I'm going to blend it out with this little concealer brush. You also want to follow that. So you want to blend it out in an upward motion, just so that it starts creating that lifting effect. Moving on to my favorite part of this look, and it's the like contour slash bronzer. So today I'm using the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in the shade Light Medium. That's what it looks like. Mine is broken and it won't roll up anymore, so I just take this brush and I place the product all over my face where I want it to go. I'm just putting it in the normal areas where I would normally put like cream bronzer or contour. Also putting some on my eyes, because this is going to be like the main focus of the eye look, and my nose. And I'm going to take my dual-ended e.l.f. brush and blend that out with this big fluffy side. Same thing when I'm blending, I just want to kind of focus it upwards on my face to keep that lifted effect. And then I'm going to take the big end again and just start blending out my eyes. And I'm pulling that up towards my temple. And I'm doing the same thing on both sides. Now for the nose, I'm using the smaller end of the brush, and I'm just going to start working that all over my nose, and I'm going to bring it up into this area to blend that into the eye. And then across the tip of my nose as well. And this little bit under my lip, just to contour my lips. Now that that's done, I am going to set my face a little bit, and I'm just using this Milk setting powder. I've had this forever, but it's one of the only setting powders that doesn't like dry out my skin really bad, so I don't even know if they make it anymore, to be honest. And I'm using like this little powder puff, and I'm just taking a really small amount. Just got that everywhere. And I'm going to take it and then kind of set my under eyes and along my nose. And around my mouth. So basically like my T-zone and then my under eyes. I don't re-dip into the product. I just use what's on it all over my face, and then that's it. After the powder, I'm going in with blush. And I don't want to use anything too dramatic for blush, so I'm just going to go in really light-handed with the e.l.f. Soft Pop Blush Stick in the shade Earthy Pink. That's what it looks like. It's just a really pretty dark pink color. And I'm going to use my normal blush brush, but I'm actually going to focus the blush much higher than I normally would. So I'm going to pack it on starting on like the top parts of my cheekbone up towards my temple, because I want all my products to be sitting higher on my face to make everything look more lifted. So that's where I'm really focusing it. I might take a little bit, like what's left on the brush, and just kind of put a little bit on my cheekbones, like in this area. But for the most part, I want to keep it high up so that my face looks more lifted. Now going back to kind of like the cream bronzer again, I am going to take the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light Medium and just brush that all over my face. So I'm going to take that same brush that I used before from e.l.f., the big end, and I'm just going to kind of dip into that and just lightly tap it all over where I put that contour in the first place. I feel like this just kind of blends everything together, and I don't know, just like melts all the products, and I like the undertone of it, so it just kind of like makes everything look soft. I don't know. It's probably an unnecessary step, but it's something that I like to do. Then I'll take the small side and do the same thing. My nose and in my eye. One final step for complexion is highlighter. And like I said before, I don't want my skin to be too glowy because I don't want that to take away from like the snatched look that I'm going for. So I'm just going to take a little bit of cream highlighter using this brush here, and I'm just going to kind of lightly tap that all over my face, really focusing it on the high points only. So tops of like my cheekbones up towards my temple in this area to make my face look high and lifted. The top of my brow bone. I'm not going down here on my cheek, I'm keeping it very high on the cheekbone. And then also a little bit on my nose, the tip of my nose, and then the bridge of my nose. Moving on to the eyes, I'm starting with my eyebrows first, and this is nothing crazy, but you do just want to make sure that you're not shaping your eyebrows to go down. So you don't want the end of your eyebrows to go down very far. You want to kind of make them go more out to make your face look more lifted. So if you usually do like a long tail on your eyebrows, if you're trying to do a look like this, I would recommend not doing it as long and kind of focusing it more to go outwards rather than down, just to help make your eyebrows look more elongated and lifted. So I'm just taking the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil. Mine's like almost gone, so it's not good for shaping. And then I just kind of blend that in with the spoolie. Once I'm done filling them in, I'm going to take the brow glue from NYX and then just put that all over my eyebrows. Same thing with this, you want to lift your eyebrows up. You don't want to shape them to go down, you want to lift them up so that your face looks more lifted. And I think the brows are a really important part of this look because I just feel like they make such a big difference on how you shape them, on how like your makeup turns out and how your face looks. So just remember to try to make that tail go out and not down. For the eyeshadow today, we're keeping it very simple. So the main part of the eye look was contouring and using the contour and bronzer in my eyes to lift them up and put some color in there. But I am going to go in with one final thing, and it's going to be a little bit of eyeliner. But I'm just going to use a little bit of black eyeshadow. This is in this e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palette. I'm using this one. This is the Cream and Sugar palette. My dog just came in here, and now he's begging me to pet him. He's so loud. Anyway, I'm going to take a really small angled brush and do my eyeshadow with that. And I'm doing a really small wing, and I'm choosing brown today just because I don't want it to be super noticeable, but I do want my eyes to look lifted and more like of like an almond shape. So that's what I'm doing. If you prefer black eyeliner will work perfect. That always makes your eyes look snatched. So it's honestly just personal preference, but I personally like a more softer eyeliner look, so that's why I choose brown eyeshadow. So I'm going to take that on my brush, And then sometimes I do the full eye, but for this look, I always do just a small wing on the outside. I don't bring the eyeliner all the way across my eye. So I'm just going to carefully start doing this. And this is very forgiving, so if you mess up, don't worry. It's really easy to fix. And I just take it on the corner of my eye and start to bring it out. And then to make it sharp, you can literally just like take your fingernail and then do that. And then it looks like a perfect wing. And that's all I do. You can make it as dark as you want. I like it to be very soft and just be like a subtle like lift to my eyes. That's it for eyeshadow or eyeliner. I'm not doing anything else, but now I'm going to go in with mascara. This look would look really pretty if you wanted to do like a half lash on the outside, but I just don't really like doing fake lashes, so I'm just going to use mascara the best I can to help my eyelashes in this case, but I'm going to definitely start by curling them. This is a really important part. Make your eyelashes look as lifted as possible, so make sure that you curl them if you can before you do this, and then make sure they're curled really well. For mascara, I'm using black mascara today because I want my lashes to look dark, and so I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lash and Roll in the black shade, and I'm really going to focus that on the outer part of my eyelashes. So I'm going to use it all over, but I'm going to do it extra on the outside. That's why a half lash on the outer corner would look really good with this look, because it would just really help just lift your face up, especially in this area. So if you like wearing fake lashes, that's what I'd recommend. And I'm going to just lightly hit the lower lashes, but I don't want that to be too crazy because I don't want my face to be dragged down. Last but not least, we have lips, and with this look, I like to keep the lip natural, so I don't usually do anything bold. I mean, you definitely could. This is a very neutral makeup look, so any color, like lipstick or anything, would look good, but I just personally don't like to do that. I like my lips to look natural and pouty, so I overline them and then just do like a very natural lip color. What I'm going to do today is use the Essence What a Tint, so I'm going to take this and put that all over my lips. And then since this is a tint, I have to let it sit on my lips. So I usually let it sit for like 30 seconds or so, I don't know. And I kind of like dry it down with my hand. All right, and then once it gets to the point that I want, I just take a little towel and, or paper towel, whatever you have, and wipe it off. And then it gives your lips like the perfect just pink tint to them. Makes your lips look really, I don't know, pink without having actual like lipstick on or something. And I feel like this lasts a long time, so that's why I also like it, because my lips stay this color without having to like reapply something over and over. Now going in with a lip liner, I'm using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. With this look, I go back and forth. The natural lip liner is like a really good match to my lips, so it's an easy way to overline them and it still looks natural. But sometimes I also do like to go in with a darker lip pencil, just because that kind of like gives my lips like a pouty look and makes them also look big and overlined. So just kind of depends if you're going for more like natural or if you want them to look more snatched, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of personal preference. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I use the NYX lip pencil in the shade London, so that's the difference between the two, if it will focus. But I'm going to use natural today, which is usually what I use, but yeah. So I'm just going to take that and then start overlining my lips. And then I do kind of fill my lips in a little bit with this and then just blend that out so that it all blends together. Once the lip liner's on, one last finishing touch, I do like to go in with a little bit of lip gloss, and I love these e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. I'm just using the vanilla frosting one. This is just really light and kind of shimmery. So I just put that a little bit all over my lips. Alright, and that completes this look, my sleek hairstyle makeup, I guess you could say. So I showed you how to do that slicked back bun, but honestly, I wear this makeup whether my hair is like in a slicked back bun or like a half up, half down slicked back look. It doesn't really matter. It can work for any like sleek hairstyle, but it's just a way to make your face look more like contoured and snatched and lifted so that you look your best when you have your hair like this, because I feel like when I wear like my hair like this, I feel like a baddie, so I want my makeup to match it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you can try this makeup out next time you do a sleek hairstyle and that it works for you. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!